What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Hope you're all doing well today. Welcome back to some more GP bikes. One of both those other creations. I've played this game a handful of times now in videos and such, and I thought what I would do, since usually I just chuck myself in the deep end or try and do some like very interesting stuff, is just try and learn the game a bit more. You know, I've got no intention of like playing this game on a regular basis or doing like competitions and such, but I thought it'd be nice to actually be able to go around the track at a semi-decent speed. So that's what I'm going to try and do today. One thing that's probably a massive L on my behalf, which I can only compare to MX bikes in a way, is I always say don't run before you can walk. Try and learn if you've been putting off buying that new MX gear, or you're just looking for some new daily MX related clothing, then head on over to fxrracing.com. Code MXPR_Lins15 at checkout will give you 15% off all motocross and lifestyle products. This code is applicable to the European, Swedish and Norwegian websites, not Canada or the USA. And whilst I've got your attention, you may as well subscribe to the channel. It's just one click of a button and it puts a big old smile on my face. Hope you enjoy the rest of the video. Okay, so you know about the old head shake issues that we complain about in MX bikes with the front end tucks? That exists on this game as well, apparently. So I usually say, don't run before you can walk. And what I usually mean by that is, don't hop on like the big bikes, like a 450 or anything like that, when you haven't even learnt the basics of the game yet. So what I've done is I've instantly gone against my word on this game and downloaded the MotoGP bikes, which are 1000cc bikes, and thought, yeah, you know what, I could definitely tame these bikes. We are at Silverstone today. We're on the national circuit. To show my ignorance in terms of road bikes in general, I honestly thought that the bikes followed exactly the same circuit as the F1 boys do. That is not the case, however. Oh, they follow a much shorter circuit. Stop, please, please, please. One thing that I have done today as well, off the back of the last video that I've done, is I've turned brake help off, so it's all manual braking right now. So hopefully I should be able to actually stop in time for some of these corners. And although saying that, it's still not really slowing down. I've also turned my brake gain up a little bit, so when I am fully on the brakes, it will be fully on. However, I don't think there'd ever be any point where I should be fully on them. Just sole reason being that I don't want the bike to just slide out from underneath me straight away. What else have I changed? I think that's it, actually. I think people are going to be probably quite annoyed, the GP bike fanatics, I'm not playing in first person. But I think I'm probably going to do what I done when I first started playing MX bikes, and that is learn the game in third person, so I can kind of understand what the bike's doing underneath me, as well as just being able to see a bit more. Like, I find it so much easier to spot the apexes of the corners in third. And then once I get a certain level of comfortability, I think that's the point then when I would switch back over to first person and try and learn it that way. So for those of you that may be like newer to the channel and don't know like how I began MX bikes, I want to say the first maybe even like 400 hours or so, maybe more than that. Oh my Christ, I was a third person player. Reason being is my main game before playing MX bikes was MX Simulator. Now, Sim is it's a very divisive game in terms of first and third person. I could never get the hang of first person on that game, mostly because of motion sickness. It always made me feel a little bit ill and give me a headache after playing for any prolonged period of time. So I played third on that game for multiple years. So then when I moved over to MX bikes, it just kind of felt like that natural progression. You know, I'd set my controller up so it was almost identical buttons from one game to another. So I'd done the same with the camera angles and such. And then I can't remember what the switch was for me. I can't remember the day that I said, you know what, let's play first person now. I used to watch, so obviously I talk to Reese and play with Reese on a fairly consistent basis these days. However, he used to be like faster than me, and I'd watch a lot of his YouTube videos back in the day before I started making content. This is not going to end well. At all, at all, at all. Don't go on this. Don't go in the gravel. Oh, we've barely saved that. Jesus. And he played first person, specifically in the dynamic camera. And I always thought, oh, maybe this makes the game easier in a way. So I tried it for a bit, then struggled a lot. There was a period of time on MX bikes where I didn't use rider lean at all. Side to side, that is. I'd use forwards and backwards, but in the dynamic camera, if you lean your like body side to side, the camera angle perspective changes too, and I found that really like disorientating. So I suppose what this is a very long-winded way of saying, play the game on what you're comfortable playing it on. I mean, right now, I'm not comfortable in any aspect. My braking is absolutely atrocious. I think my issue might be I'm being too aggressive from transferring the weight from one way to another, maybe a little bit too aggressive on the brakes as well. I do have, so one thing that I'm probably also doing really wrong is I have combined brakes. I have those on MX bikes, but I also am trying to use these on GP bikes. I have a massive feeling that that's probably a big issue. I've got on the grass. Oh, God. I have a feeling that's probably hindering me, but I can't for the life of me think of a way of having... Well, I can, I just don't want to do it. Of having 2 different brakes on analog, like, buttons, rather than, like, direct inputs on or off. So, obviously, I've got my left trigger as my front and rear brake combined, and I've got my right trigger as my acceleration. So, unless I want to put a brake on one of the sticks, it's probably not going to be ideal. But for those of you that are keen on your GP bikes and you are like fairly experienced on the game in general, let me know kind of how you've got your buttons laid out, if having combined brakes is a massive hindrance at all. One thing, I should put my controller overlay on, I'm such an idiot. There we go, controller overlay is on now, so this should be better. I also downloaded Max HUD. I know a lot of people mentioned I should have... Please not again, please not again, please not. How do I stop the fishtailing? I've released the brakes. I want the bike to come back straight, but it just doesn't. Oh my Christ. Oh God, my tyres going to be like absolutely god-awful now that I've done this. I feel like they are. Okay, I'm going to take it very, very easily around this next corner. I have a feeling that my tyres are going to have no grip. I'm going to wait for the visual cue. I'm going to wait to see the tyres go back to a darker colour. There we go. It literally just changed from like brownish to black again. Right, we'll open her up again. Yeah, in terms of like the speed wobbles, no idea how to counteract that. I don't even know if there is a way of counteracting that. So, you know, recently we've had the discovery in MX bikes. But brother, this is... Oh, I definitely shouldn't have used these bikes, especially on a track this fast. I mean, I don't know, like, if you look at my controller overlay, I'm trying to be progressive on the brake as well. I'm trying not to do it too sharp, but I guess when you're travelling at that speed and then you brake at that fast, even though I'm leaning back, like I'm trying, instead of being in a tuck position, I'm like raising my head. What if I shut off beforehand? And then we'll slowly start braking. Then we'll slowly lean into the corner here. Something else that's weird for me is leaning into the corner rather than the opposite way. So obviously motocross, you want to weight the outside peg to get as much traction as possible. At road bikes, you want to lean into it so you can actually get the bike leant over. And then I think we're leaning forwards out of the corner. We had a little bit of a wobble on the way out, but I probably am being too aggressive on the throttle. All the way up to the apex there. And then we're going to be gentle on the brake again, slowly ease it in, let off the brake, slowly roll on the throttle. The reason that I chose to download Silverstone is it's probably one of the only road courses I'm actually familiar with. Like, I used to watch GP stuff most weekends with my dad back in the day when, I want to say the last year that I watched it was, I don't even know the exact year at this point, it's been so long, but back when the Rossi and Marquez rivalry was at its peak, I want to say. I've not watched it much at all since then. It just doesn't interest me. He still watches it English, getting all tongue twisted, religiously. It's not a word that I say very often. So he knows everything. But me, myself, there's even so many riders that I'm be like, who on earth is that? I've never heard of them in my life. That's just showing my ignorance. But I feel like you haven't got to keep up to date 100% on everything that's going on in that world just to enjoy a game. I mean, I don't watch really any MotoGP stuff, or don't watch any MXGP stuff at all. Yeah, still love my motocross. So, you know, it's different interests, different levels to it overall. Very surprised to see that this circuit is so short that lap times are actually sub 1 minute. Wouldn't surprise me to see people probably running like sub 50s, maybe something like 45s and such are really good guys on this game. If you do have GP bikes and you're wanting to download anything that I'm using in this video, then of course I'll link it all below for you. Or accidentally backing it into the corner to lean over. So I think now I'm trying to take my time a little bit more and be a little bit more progressive on the braking and the throttle. It's a little bit more easy. I've kept the racing line on just for now, more so to give me an idea of when to brake. I was told off the back of the last video that I'd done that when it tells you to brake on this game, you should actually be braking quite a bit earlier. Like, apparently the line itself isn't that good. which I can imagine there's some sort of issue there with having modded bikes, modded tracks. I don't know if on this game maybe the track creator creates the braking line. Absolutely no clue on that. That's something that I have not invested any kind of time into researching at all. And I did also notice, so you know we in our MX Bikes community we complain a hell of a lot about like the lack of updates that we get. Yeah, this game hasn't had an update in a year, so we can't be complaining that much. We're at least getting more than GP Bikes is. I know there was a period of time where there's a Discord channel in the main MX Bikes Discord where you can see what task Podboso works on each day, and a lot of it's like MXGP, GP Bikes this, GP Bikes that, and we thought, oh, that game must be like centre of attention, getting loads and loads of updates. Turns out not, because whilst it's all being worked on behind the scenes, it's not actually been released to the masses at all yet. So I do feel sorry for these boys. Apparently the community on this game was popping a lot more back in the day than it is now. I think, again, it's one of them things where the community kind of carries it. Now, oh, I just realised I beat my lap time last lap. Of that. See, I'm trying to be... Oh, no. Right, just let off. Just going to shut off there. One thing that I do keep forgetting is to lean forwards. Oh, my Christ! Is to lean forwards on the straights to try and tuck in a little bit more. Try and go a little bit faster, although it probably really doesn't matter for me about how fast I'm going on the straights. Somehow, that was my fastest way around, or this is my fastest point so far, even with that a very unexpected stop it. Actually quite proud of myself, like catching it as quickly as I did. Right, let's accelerate onto the straight. Go on the curb a little bit, there's nothing wrong with that. And we'll brake nice and slowly again. I just beat my lap time again. Oh, we're picking up the pace now, boys. We're going far. I don't know. I have no idea how much fuel in it. I have no idea how much tyre wear affects things in this game. Obviously, tyre wear does absolutely nothing on MX Bikes at all. Let's correct slowly. Oh, we've not apexed this well at all. Held it a little bit too tight. Try and release out of here smoothly as well, so the back end doesn't skip on me. Look how close I am in terms of my lap times to each other. Oh, this is way too early. Way too early. That's fine. I'll just see if I can carry a bit more momentum around the corner itself. Oh, I got too much on the curb. I was kind of in a little bit of a flow state there. I know this is probably... it's probably very, very painful for the GP guys watching me do this, and cut me some slack, boys. Actually, how many hours have I played on this game total? Let's give you some kind of an insight as to like where I'm at and how little I have actually played this game. So I'm gonna have to zoom in probably in the editing. 59 minutes I have played this game in total. So, I mean, I don't think I'm doing too bad. Obviously, I have no, like, comparison of other people that have played the game for an hour in total. But come on, give me a little bit of slack. I don't think this is too bad. Even with a couple of assists, I'm pretty sure I've got, like, shift help and stuff still on, so I just have to press the button. I haven't got to hold clutch at the same time. But at least I've got brake help off now. I haven't got any, like, lean helping stuff on at all, so we're raw dogging it for the most part. I'm actually quite surprised that I'm not sliding the back end out too much, getting on the throttle, because on these big MotoGP bikes, they're a bit of a handful. You know, they've got some oomph to them. But the braking, I feel like I've played games in the past where there's been no sort of like brake help at all. I know these bikes do have like ABS built into them and things like that, and the brake help it's in game is just completely separate to that. I've had the games in the past where I've had to be like really precise and manual on the brake. I'll have good days and bad days. Like some days I feel really on it and I feel like really progressive in the braking. Other days I feel like I've just got clubs for hands, and as soon as I press the button I just like instantly tuck the front or slide the back end around. It's a really hard thing to try and get used to overall, I'd say. Right, slowly around here. I really enjoy trying to like learn games for the first time and get good at them. And it kind of takes me back to trying to learn MX bikes for the first time, I suppose. Right, let's be gentle as well. It's progressive on the brake. Oh no! Oh, I tried leaning in at the same time. Definitely shouldn't be. Oh my god! Why is the bike so bouncy all the time? Okay, so my trail braking definitely needs work. I reckon that's probably one of them skills in this game that is very, very advanced, and you really have to spend a lot of time trying to perfect it. I feel like I'm going to go over to MX Bikes next time I play it and just... I'm going to be like banging down the gears, going into corners, trying to slow down a bit more, and I feel like it's going to do nothing for me other than probably lock up the back end. because I think that's one of the major causes of like front end tucks and stuff, which is something that Reese really discovered when we was doing the enduro stuff recently. Is if you come down one of the steep hills and you try turning at the bottom, if you're in too low of a gear, the front end has such a tendency to slide out from you, whereas if you pull the clutch in, so there's no engine braking involved, it tended to kind of track and have no issues at all. So little things that you can learn, little skills that you can try and transfer from one game to another. I would love to try and beat my lap time at least once more. I mean, I'm barely up here. I don't know if... Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Is that going to invalidate my lap? Oh, it counted, but I was... Oh, no. I'm not going to try turning too sharp here. I'm surprised I even saved that. I was 0.01 seconds off of my lap time there. Holy head shake. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Just gentle, gentle. I'm not going to try forcing it too much. Jesus Christ, man. This is what I mean. It's suddenly like... It just goes from me at one point, and it's like, I don't know how to recover just yet. At all. Oh, let's be gentle. Turn around nice and slowly. What are the... I mean, this is probably going to end up with me on my arse. What are wheelies like on this? They probably take a little bit of practice, but I can see why the Bike Life boys prefer MX bikes for that, because it's just 100 times easier. I think it's probably just because of how much power these bikes have and the way the geometry is. Like, they're very... They feel very long, of course. Like the whole, like if you have this much power under you, underneath you, it's always going to be hard to or try and do a wheelie if the bike is designed to essentially not. Right, so here I want a good lap. I really want a good lap. I'm going to try and be nice and smooth, nice and precise. My braking point is just as the green bit ends there. We're going to be smooth on the throttle. We're going to roll it on. And I want to kind of come out wide here and try and straight line this braking zone as best as I can. Braking first gear. Ah, god damn it. Maybe I changed down gear too quickly there. That could be an issue as well. I mean, I was 0.6 up going into that. Oh, I hate when I get that itch. I feel like I can improve, but I'm just doing a really bad job at it. Right, there we go. This is actually genuinely final attempt, because I've been going for about 20 minutes now, and I don't want to just make this become boring after a while. Alright, let's go down to third. Don't touch the curb, don't touch the curb. Thank you. Carry on leaning forwards, lean forwards, lean forwards. And then I'm going to brake earlier. I'm sliding a little bit. I don't mind having to... I don't mind braking than having to get on the gas again from corner to corner, because I'd rather be safe than sorry in that regards. Right, don't turn too tight, because that corner is notorious for making the back end step out a bit. And then gentle on the brakes here. Oh, make it. I'm just going to release. I can try and like square up the corner a little bit and then brake again into here. We're up barely. Gentle on the throttle, gentle on the throttle. That apex of that corner was awful. Oh, I've got a bad run on the straight now. Oh, I don't think I'm going to do it. Don't think I'm going to do it. Oh, I was off by 0.03 again. Oh, god damn it. Okay, right. Last one. Promise. I keep saying last one, but this is actually the last one. Right, focus time. Focus time. Gentle. Oh, I could have accelerated so much harder out of there. The line was betraying me. We're up by 0.4. I want to brake a little bit earlier this time. Oh, I just can't stop in time for that corner. My braking's awful. I want to climb out slightly wide there and then shut off and, like, turn again. I'm on the curb. It's fine. We're up. Literally up by almost a second. Go, go, go. I don't care if I go off track. Oh, let's go. Oh, my God. Okay, I'm actually happy with that. 55.1. So there you go. I mean, I have no idea what I'm going to title this. Probably... what an hour looks like in GP bikes. There you go. Everyone does that in MX bikes these days, don't they? Oh, there you go. That's going to do it for me. Like, I feel like I've made some good improvements and just overall smoothness. So, I mean, I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know if you want some more GP bikes content or me just learning the game in general. I apologise for those GP bikes pros that have a lot more time than I do, that are probably cringing every time they see me doing certain inputs or have a certain crash, and it's like... that's so easy. Why are you doing that? I'm trying to learn. You know, I'm not a perfect human. As much as it pains me to say, I do like being good at things I do, but you know, it's a learning process. So if you have enjoyed that, please do let me know. I'd really appreciate it. Drop a like, subscribe to the channel, comment for the algorithm, all that lovely stuff. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.